Hi, what's going on guys? It's Almond. Welcome back to another Wizard101 video. In today's video, we're going to be going over all the winter packs, basically the Yuletide packs, and give you guys my top 5 or essentially what is the best pack to open during the winter season. So if you do enjoy this type of content, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, all type of stuff. Appreciate everyone that's like leaving a comment or even liking the video. It does help out with the algorithm quite a lot, more than you realize. And as well as to all the people that have been joining Discord, we're like close to reaching 1.3k. So genuinely, I appreciate everyone that's been supporting the channel. And yeah, so let's get into the content, right? So we're gonna be going over all of the winter packs. Now there's quite a lot. There's like 9 different ones. I'll go through all of them and basically telling you which ones are good, which ones are bad, stitch gear, etc. Just remember that you are spending crowns on packs if you are like wanting to open them or like someone's gifting them to you, whatever, right? Most of the time you're opening packs for stitch gear. I do want to clarify this. Most of the time you want to open it for stitch gear, unless you're doing some PvP stuff or some niche stuff, aka why hence I'm making this video. Or if you're like wanting to collect mounts. So at the end of the day, open whatever you want to, but this is just going to be my opinion because I know a lot of people do get upset when I say this pack is better, but someone's like, oh, well, I just care about stitch gear. Then just open any pack you want at the end of the day, right? But I'm giving you what's my best opinion, right? So there's that. So let's go over individual ones, of course. The way I'm going to do this is just by going, there's no particular order. I'm just going to go through all of them and tell you guys which is the best one, which one's like, what is in here and which one's like worse or whatever, right? So we'll start off with the Elven Night Pack. I think it's called Elven Pack. Is it even in here, to be honest? I don't think it is, right? Let's see, Elven. No, it's not even in here. So for this specific reason, we're going to pull up the wiki. I actually even had this prepared. So if we go over here to the Elven Night Pack, whenever this is back, essentially, this does have energy gear. It does have some stuff. Some people don't even like this pack as a whole, right? But I'm just going to give you guys the straightforward behind this, right? There is energy gear in here. Is it valuable? Yes, you could argue that this is valuable, right? There's nothing bad about this energy gear. If we pull up the wands, for example, they should have 14, right? They have 14 energy. And then, of course, if we look at the light elf or whatever, right? This is like the other energy, the part of the energy set, right? This has 26, this has 30, and then the boots have 26 as well. Now, is this a bad pack to open? No, not really, right? But the thing is, this pack has a lot of things that you probably don't want. Like this dark elf gear is completely useless. You are not going to be wanting to open this pack for this gear because it generally has nothing for your value. This has no good gear. The fishing gear is just meat. There's better fishing gear if you really care about fishing gear, right? So overall, there's only one good set. The rest of the pack is kind of meat unless you care about, like I said, some of these mounts, like the heart mounts. There is some of that, so some people do like chasing those. Other than that, it's a whatever pack. So I wouldn't recommend opening this unless you care about stitch gear, because the new Winter Witch Pack is just completely power creeping this. Yes, it does have similar, like literally identical energy. If we even quickly go over here back to the game and you guys go check right here, you can see it's 26 on the hat, and then on the robe it should be 30, and then on the boots it's 26. But there's an additional set in here that is actually more valuable and completely better than the other one. So this is overall still a better pick in my opinion. So only open this specific pack if you care about stitch gear, in my opinion. Just generally, there's that, and there's not even spell elements in here. So if you care about Reindeer Knight and Krampus, this doesn't even have it. So wouldn't recommend opening that pack at all. And now we can go over to the Gingerbread Pack as well. We can just use this inspect feature. You're mainly opening this, like I said, for stitch gear. There's nothing valuable in here that I'm like, guys, you need this. None of this gear is worth it. Yes, you can get Krampus. Yes, you can learn Reindeer Knight, right? That's learning the spell, not spell elements. Because if we go on the far back, actually it doesn't even say it. I think on the Winter Witch Pack it actually says that. If we go on the far back, it will show like a spell elements icon. Yeah, it shows like the spell element icon. This doesn't even, oh, where is it? The gingerbread one, or is it right here? This doesn't even say spell elements on here. Unless I'm like going super duper fast and I just can't see that. There should really make a search bar for this, but I don't even think you can get spellments from this pack. Yeah, like it's you can only learn the spell from here. Like you can actually just get a spell drop from here. which I wouldn't even recommend opening the pack for if you want to farm Krampus or Reindeer Knight. Just do the key boss. Don't open packs. But yeah, all this gear is just not good. There's nothing stat-wise that like you want to chase from here. There is Snowdrifter gear in here, yes, but it's 29. At that point, why aren't you opening the Winter Witch pack? It literally gives you 30. So just one less energy, right? There's no point of opening this pack. So highly recommend don't open this pack other than if you care about Stitch gear or mounts. That's it. So there's that. Now we can go over to the Winter Wonder pack, right? I know some people like this one because of Snowhoppers, the Wolf, right? You're going to open this pack for Stitch gear. That's the whole premise. Energy gear, it does have one less energy. So if you want to be quote unquote optimal, you're going to be opening the newer one, which is the Winter Witch pack. Just genuinely better. You get more energy and there's a fishing set. In here, it's just kind of just Stitch gear, right? Because you're opening it for this. There is the Silent Night stuff, which I honestly, I'm not even gonna lie, I love this Stitch. I love the wands. I love the Silent Night robes and boots. A lot of people do. So there's nothing, I would say like you could make a genuine argument that like, hey man, I really like opening this pack for Stitch gear. So I'm also gonna be using the energy gear from here. And that's fine. If you want to target this specific pack for the Stitch gear, which I have, right? I genuinely have. I'm not gonna lie to you. I've spent money on this pack, of course, as well. But if I don't care about the Stitch gear and the mounts, I'm not going to be opening this pack, right? And yes, you can get Spellments from here, I believe. Yeah, you can get Krampus Spellments from here, but I don't think you can get Reindeer Knight Spellments from here. So let's see. I don't see the icon. Unless I just haven't updated on here. Yeah, no, you can't even get Reindeer Knight Spellments from here. You're only getting Krampus Spellments and as well as like the whole mounts and like the Stitch gear. The energy gear is okay in here, but like I said, it's not the quote unquote the creme de la creme. So I wouldn't open this pack unless you care about Stitch gear. Just putting it out there. And then there's the Winterland pack, which is, should it be here? Yeah, it should be here. This one has the glide skates. Don't open this pack if you care about the glide skates because you can just farm Omen. It's better. I've gotten skates from him like countless times. So don't open this pack just because of that. But if you want the Yuletide stag, I mean, hey, sure. And then I believe what else is in here? I guess the earmuffs and just some Stitch gear. Yeah, if you care about this Stitch gear, there's nothing like stats on here that's like, oh my gosh, you need this. This is like quite broken of a card. I think that's just a regular, yeah, it's a regular stun and it's banned anyways. But for the most part, you are not opening this pack unless you care about Stitch gear. Again, there's nothing in here that's like quote unquote valuable. Jewels you can just craft. And none of these cards that I can see that are like, oh my gosh, guys, you need this. So there's, yeah, and yeah, no, there's nothing else in here. Is there even Krampus and Reindeer Knight Spellments? I don't even think there is. So that's like another flawed thing, in my opinion, with this pack. You can get the Krampus spell to drop, but not the Spellments. So that is a no-go. That is only for Stitch gear. Open at your own cost. Nothing valuable in there at all. And then we can move over to Yule Logger. Now, Yule Logger, a lot of people have opened. I have even opened. It has solid energy gear in here, right? There's only one useful set in here. You can get Reindeer Knight Spellments from here. You can get Krampus and Reindeer Knight to drop as a spell drop. So keep that in mind. But I don't think Krampus, yeah. Krampus Spellments are in this pack, which is like the downside of it. So it's only one of them, right? You can only chase one of them. The mount is a 4-person mount. So I know some people who do use this to like, if they want an easy 4-person mount, some people just use this, right? But the Alpine gear is still good, right? 26, 30, and I believe 26. The only thing is, the only reason I personally don't open this pack anymore is because the wand has a tier socket in the Winter Witch pack, which just makes this wand kind of like right? Because the Winter Witch has a tier, you can socket out another 5 energy. That's it. But if you're someone that's not going to be opening packs for tier jewels to get 5 extra energy, this pack is still good. Don't get me wrong. This pack is literally still good. The Alpine Hunter gear is fine. It has a 30 energy robe. It has a solid set in here. But there's only one useful set from here. The other set that's from here, I believe it's the Tundra and then the Woodland, right? You're chasing after like one set, but there's 3 different other sets in here. None of these pieces are good, right? So you're looking for one specific set when you know, the rest of the other two sets are kind of just not useful at all. So it's a little bit harder to chase your energy gear, but still, like, if you want to open this pack, there's nothing wrong about it in my opinion, other than it being like there's 3 different sets in here. You're chasing after the Alpine Hunter set for energy gear, and at most if you care about the mount. But keep in mind, you can only get Reindeer Knight spell elements in here, not Krampus as well. So that's like the another issue. But like beyond that, the wand is the only thing that's like kind of like nerfing this pack, because literally the Winter Witch has a better set, and it has a better set overall. It's just better, right? So you can still open this pack. Like I said, I'd say this one's an okay, right? Out of all the other packs, there hasn't been one I'm like, okay, you should open this one as well. But this one's an okay one, because I will like I'm basically gonna like be like, okay, this is actually still valuable. So there's that. And then there's the Yuletide Elf Pack. We can move over to the next one. This one is still good. This one's an okay for me as well, because the fact is this has energy and fishing gear combined. So if you care about fishing stuff, this is like your pack. If you don't care about fishing stuff, don't even open this pack. Unless you care about stitches, of course, right? Unless you care about stitch gear. But beyond that, the only reason you're opening this pack is for fishing gear. And I don't know if it still has Krampus spell elements at all. Let's see, does it have Krampus? Okay, this one does have Krampus and Reindeer Knight spell elements. So you are getting that as well as your fishing gear. Now, if you don't care about fishing gear, don't open this pack. If you don't care about the stitch gear, don't open this pack. But this still, in my opinion, still has the best fishing gear, because the fact is you can get energy along with fishing. Winter Witch also has that, but this has better item guards, and it's a better stat pick as a whole. So the Yuletide Elf Pack is still a good pack. Just even with the Winter Witch coming out, this is still a good pack. It still has the, I guess in my opinion, the tier 1 fishing set, because this doesn't give you energy on like the best fishing set, right? There is the other set that's like half and half, yes, but the one from the Elf Pack is still outright better. So this one's still a good one. Yule Log is still a good one, and of course Winter Witch is still the best. So we can move on to the next one, which is Yuletide Mornings. Now this is kind of like a New Year's set. If you care about the tuxedos, this is like one of those packs, as I stated earlier. It is a stitch pack. You are not chasing meta relevant gear in here. There's nothing relevant in this pack other than you chasing it for stitch gear. That's it. Like a lot of people like the tricycles, a lot of people like the tuxedos, even though they're not color dyeable. Some people like the perm in here, right? And there's even this wand, which I believe like the animation of it just overall is just like it shoots out like confetti, I think it is. But beyond that, that's the only reason you're opening this pack, is genuinely for stitch gear. There's not been a piece in here that I'm like, this is actually kind of broken, stuff like that, but there's just not. And I don't know if you can get the Krampus spell elements in here. Let's see, we'll just check real quick. You can get Krampus and Reindeer Knight spell elements. So only open this pack. This one's a no for me, because there's nothing relevant in here other than if you care about stitch gear, that's it. Don't open this pack. That's just my opinion. And then we can move over to the Yuletide pack. Now this one, same thing. I wouldn't open this pack for the Winter Treant. It's droppable. I'm pretty sure from Omen. I'll even just double check right now, but I'm pretty sure Omen drops the Winter Treant mount, because I farmed him a bunch. Yeah, Omen still drops. If I pull it up right here, look, Omen drops this literal perm. So if you want the Winter Treant from this pack, don't. Save yourself some crowns. Now, same thing with the gear too. I wouldn't open this pack for the gear if you care about stitch gear. Now, there is some discrepancies with this pack, which I do want to be like, okay, you can actually open it if you want to. Whereas some of the gear has like some high universal damage gear. But is it like insane meta defining? No, but it still has some high damage universal stats, and that's about it. Beyond that, I wouldn't open this pack at all. Like if you care about this, you can farm this from the Pagoda Gauntlet. These axes you can farm from, I believe it's the Winterbane Gauntlet. So a lot of this stuff is like, this is from Winterbane too. So like a lot of this stuff is from bosses that already exist in the game that I wouldn't even recommend. And like the Queen Guard robe, I know some people want the Queen Guard robe, and like some of these wands. Let me tell you something. Krampus literally drops all of this. He drops like literally all of this. So if you have a gold key and you want like Reindeer Knight spell elements and stuff like that, it's just way more beneficial go farm Krampus. You'll get like 90% of these items here. And then of course the mount, of course Krampus isn't going to drop this. Go farm Omen. Same thing with the Stitch Gear. You're not going to get the 130 variants, which I feel like they need to update in Krampus as a whole. He should be dropping the appropriate level gear. That is the only downside of Krampus. If you just care about the stitching, perhaps, Krampus will be fine. He can literally drop these for you. But if you care about the quote-unquote stats of these, which it isn't like a insane you need these stats or whatever. It's just they're very niche setups. You can't get them unless you open the pack. That is the only downside. So there's that. So this pack for me is like half and half. I'm not going to say yes. I'm not going to say no, because I've seen people that have made some weird, goofy setups with some pieces from this pack. And that's why I'm like, okay, it's still okay to use, but I'm more leaning towards the no side just because of how old this pack is. So yeah, I wouldn't open this pack. If you care about the Stitch Gear, literally, Krampus is right here. Go do a run. Go do a run. I've already made a video on Krampus as a whole, so don't worry about that. And then the final pack out of all the winter packs, right? I'm going to say this. You guys already know this. This, in my opinion, is still the best Yuletide pack right now. It's the one that just came out recently. It has literally energy gear in it, right? The wands have a tier socket, so if you want to socket on either fishing or energy, boom, easy. This has identical fishing stat gear compared to the Yuletide Elf, but the reason why the Yuletide Elf is still better for fishing gear is because it has the fishing stat as well as giving energy. This doesn't, the Winter Witch doesn't give the energy, which is the downside of it. The half and half set does, but you lose out on fishing percentage. But this is an overall, in my opinion, the best Yuletide pack as of right now. In my opinion, it has literally 26, 30, and 26 on the boots, I believe. So yeah, 26 on the hat, 30 on the robe, and 26 on the boots, and then 14 on the wands, right? And there is some, this is a nice card. I'm not going to say it's not. Dark Rituals, this card is really nice. It gives you 35 blade on everybody. So you can use that in some stacking setups. So I'm going to say it's good. Beyond that, that is the reason why you're opening this pack, which I feel like if you are trying to chase energy gear, I do want to clarify this. If you don't have multiple characters, go buy a bundle. If you don't want to risk the RNG factor of opening the pack, the thing is with the packs is you can get multiple pieces and you can spread them across characters. But if you're not going to want to risk that gamble and you just want to open, you just want to have one dedicated set, the best energy bundle at the moment, in my opinion, is Arcane Engineer, because there is no boots at the moment that have 30 energy. Till that happens, Arcane Engineer will be like still the best. But once it happens, this bundle will be useless. So if you care about a bundle, Arcane Engineer, right? If you just want like a full-on energy set and you don't want to open packs, the thing is with packs, like I said, you can get multiple pieces so you can spread them across characters. That's about it. Fishing stuff, there is a fishing bundle, but it's not like anywhere near compared to like either the Winter Witch or Yuletide Elf. So at the end of this video, like I said, open whatever pack you want. It is really just up to you. But in my opinion, the best one is Winter Witch because it has energy and fishing gear. The second one is Yuletide Elf because of the fact is it still has the best fishing gear because of the fact it does literally have fishing and energy together. Winter Witch has it too, but Yuletide Elf does it the best. And then after that, it's kind of just really up to you. I mean, I could say Yule Logger in slot 3 because it still has decent energy gear in there. It's literally the same as here, but it has no fishing gear. It has nothing else that's useful in here. The other two sets that are in this pack are completely useless. They are meat. They have no value behind them. So you're only chasing one specific thing. While Winter Witch has two different sets, or technically has 3 sets, and they're all useful. Yuletide Elf has multiple fishing sets in here, all useful. Yule Logger only has 1 set, and that's about it. And then the rest of the packs are up to you. I've already stated what my opinions are on them. You're kind of just only opening them for Stitch gear. And yes, this does have Snowdrifter gear. Some people are going to come at me in the comments saying this does have energy gear, Almond. Why aren't you including this? It has 29. That's the only reason. It has less energy. Winter Witch and Yule Logger have the same quote-unquote energy. Same thing as Elven Nightmare, right? Even though it's not here, Elven Nightmare has the same thing, or has the same energy set, but it has another set in there, which is the fishing set, and it's useless. Winter Witch basically power crept that. So there's that. That is your in-depth review on all the Yuletide packs and my opinions. It's a straightforward opinion, right? I'm not gonna lie to you guys about what my opinion is on packs, because I do open packs, right? I've made videos on most of these packs, not all of them, but most of them, because if there's something value behind it, then I will make a video behind it. But this will just tell you what you want to open, right? And if at the end of the day, don't open these packs at low level. I want to preface this as well. I should probably preface this at the beginning of the video, but don't open these packs if you're low level, right? Because like I said, with the Winter Witch, you're getting these energy stats at 170. The Yule Logger, you're getting these energy stats at 130. So that's like another thing I can clarify. You can open the Yule Logger at 130, but you can't open the Winter Witch at 130. You can only open at 170 to get the relatively energy and fishing stats that you want. So that's like another caveat, right? But most of you guys should be max. I'm just gonna say that. But don't open these packs if you're at low level. Unless like you're in the commons just asking people for packs, then it's a completely different statement. But if you're on a max, Winter Witch, Yuletide Elf, kind of straightforward. But that is it from me on this whole pack opening session-esque video. Hopefully you learned something brand new on what packs to target, because I do get asked this quite a lot. When there's so many packs, this is just the best way to do it. Just do an in-depth review on all the packs, right? But hopefully you learned something. Hopefully open the Winter Witch pack if you do have the crowns. There is a crown sale going on, and kind of straightforward. But that is it. Leave a like, subscribe, all type of stuff, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace out, guys.